today, I was at work and I noticed that uh, I learned something that might be would most likely be helpful to what I'm doing. So at work, um, I was told to make a side salad. Side salad is a small salad, and I work at a restaurant where whatever I make can be made to go or to stay. So I was told to make a side salad, but I wasn't sure whether it was a stay or to go. So I made it to go and placed it on the counter where the dining room is and where the cashier, the person who takes orders and takes the food that we create as a cook and then distributes it to the customers. And apparently, what I did was I did not hear properly that it was supposed to be for stay. And so I made it to go. And then I had to change it over and then make it into a to stay. So, what I've noticed in many of the and numerous cases is that if my total concentration is not uh, at the focal point of the task that I'm supposed to do, then I tend to drift and make mistakes or do things that are partial and without making deeper connections in the things that I'm doing. And I've noticed these things happening to me quite often. And it looks like I believe that based on the trades that I'm making and when I'm in the mode of making these very critical decisions that defines how much I will make and how much I will lose, even if I have a set stop loss, and if I don't take it, then the loss will be significant. So, um, so what I've noticed, what I need to do is to make sure that I have absolute and what I have to do is to make sure that the focal point of the concentration I have in order to perform day trading is optimal as much as possible. And one of the conditions that I have is to make sure that I get enough sleep. Obtaining enough sleep will prepare me to be physically and mentally capable of handling an enormous task of processing various things in order to make a decision. And in order for me to make the right decision, I have to be focused in the task that I'm doing so that I can make the proper decisions instead of my brain power being used in something else. Like while I'm trading, I could be looking at the news, or I could be looking at the YouTube videos on training things. But if I need to make sure, here's another example. I do online chess and playing chess, and I can be doing something else, and I just briefly do chess. And when I do chess, my capability is significantly diminished if my concentration is not in the game but somewhere else. And that is why, in most cases, in most, quite a few, in all cases really, that if I'm not completely focused in the tasks that are at hand, I'm at a complete disadvantage in making the right trades in a discipline where 93% fail and only 7% make it, and 7% are prosperous. So, what I need to do is to make sure that I block out the noise when I'm doing the day trade. And when I'm trading, I need to make sure that I'm not focused on some external stimulus that distracts me from processing the information right at hand. So the most important part is looking at the data, absorbing the data, making connections with the data, and then making the decision from the data, and then uh, taking action on that decision purely and solely based on that day trading information and not anything else while I'm doing that. So one of the videos, or one or two videos, talks about the SMB Capital, stating that some people uh, they have external stimulus that causes certain individuals to perform less, like watching the NBA game while day trading. Now that would be incredibly difficult because most of the brain power and physical, the most of the body is invested in something other than the task at hand, the business at hand, at where the money is significant amount of money is being risked, and therefore I need to block out all the distractions that that blocks me from making the right decisions, absorbing the right all the information, making the right decisions, and then making the right action, taking the right actions. So I need to systematically make small incremental changes so that I block out the external information so that I can completely focus on day trading. Uh, and this will allow me, I believe, when I am completely focused, then after the event, then I'll have less cases of of saying things like, who was actually doing the trading, because I would be completely focused on something else, and I would do something that seems to be just instinctual without deeper logical thinking, supporting those actions. So I believe trading involves a great deal. It's not just buying and selling, right? Just buying and selling. It's just so simple. Click, click, right? Click, click. Buy, click, sell, click. However, in order to make the right trades, there are so many things that are involved, and I have to make those very, very incredibly complex things into muscle memory, so that I can just make those decisions, process that information. These are the practices that I need to do in order to make sure that I am prepared optimally, uh, optimally while I am trading, so that the trades that I make are at the 7th percentile, so that each trade that I make is a profitable trade. If I can, so these are, before my capital runs out, I need to figure out all the things that impacts my trade and make sure that I suppress those things that distract me from day trading properly.